So this coronavirus bullshit is getting way out of hand. Like, really. Every Walmart in Tyler is sold out of toilet paper. What the fuck is the obsession with toilet paper? Like, legit, people, just fucking wash your hands. All you need to stock up on is, like, Tylenol and fever reducers, Mucinex. Like, Tylenol, aspirin, Mucinex. Cough syrup.
I don't get it. The only other thing I can come up with is it's one of those where if you can't leave your house for 2 weeks, then you might need it, but still, it's one more thing.
If you're worried about going into quarantine, maybe you should spend your money on other stuff. Like, medicine. Like, legit. The only thing that's really required is hand sanitizer, hand soap, practice proper hygiene, and if you do exhibit symptoms, unless you have an underlying unless you have a chronic illness or something, then legit, it's just like a regular flu. It's just really bad. It's just really intense.
Mm-hmm.
You can just sit there and you can potentially self-medicate.
Yeah.
Majority of cases in the U.S. have been handled by home treatment. Most cases in most countries have been handled by home treatment, over-the-counter meds.
You should still probably get yourself to the doctor, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, if you can't
there's always a chance that things could turn bad, and actually, the CDC has promised to start giving testing and treatment for free, regardless of insurance or.
No, it's just the testing.
Okay.
I was about to say, I'm not going to hold my breath on free treatment.
No, Trump misspoke on that, which is not something matters. Is that entire press conference he botched completely.
Well,
he botches existence.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
moving on from that.
Out of away from the talk about the so-called pandemic, and
it is actually a pandemic. It does qualify for that, but
by its very definition, it is a pandemic. It's pretty much covered the entire world. 6 out of.
Yeah, but the standard flu is more deadly, so.
I can list off several more deadly diseases, most of which have been eradicated.
Yeah. There are several more deadly diseases that haven't been eradicated. I'm not worried.
It doesn't exist right now because everyone in my area is going absolutely freaking bonkers about it, so.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're cleaning out the grocery stores.
Same here.
It's like, relax.
My store is out of tuna.
Oh no, they're in my area. They're cleaning out things that won't even keep. Like, it's the things that expire within like a week. It's like, what are you doing?
Panicking.
Yeah, it's like, don't. This isn't helping. Stop. Cease, desist.
I'm more terrified of the people in a panic than the disease itself. Anyways, so.
Yeah.
After the fun moment of me forgetting completely about the hole that I dropped you.
You literally dropped me in without a chest or saving throw.
Yep. Because drama. That's legit the only reason I did that. Hey, at least I gave you a saving throw to make sure that you did for your landing.
Yeah, that was nice of you.
And then I completely, totally forgot about the hole.
You could have just retconned it.
I didn't want to.
Fair enough.
Partly because when I initially dropped you in the hole, I had a plan with the hole. Fortunately, the moment when you reminded me of about the hole, I remember what my plan with the hole was, so it was okay. Yay. So, I have given up trying to build this dungeon in The Sims. So I'm just going to do what I did last week with the map overlay.
Alright.
But first, part of the dungeon is going to be in first part of the dungeon is going to be in The Sims.
Let me see if I have enough money to order food because I'm starving. Like right now, starving.
I have plenty of cheese sticks. Like that'll hold you over long enough. It should hold you over at least long enough for food to get here.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that adventure,
Fun times.
Yeah. Planar rifts in the hole in that little micro dungeon. Like, yay. Okay. So we have finally made it to Whitestone, I'm going to say.
Yay.
That nice, lovely little more densely populated than The Sims is showing, but
it's The Sims.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do with The Sims.
Yeah.
All right. And that is my Sim Sentry.
Yay, the Sentry.
Yep. It's 4 weeping willows on the same little block of grass. Okay. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
All right. So, has anybody been to Whitestone before? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. So, we're going in blind. That's great. All right. So,
Could be worse.
Yeah.
We could be basing this purely off of speculative stuff from Critical Role, having no one actually from Whitestone.
Yep.
But we have Percy. Life's story revolves around the city.
Yeah. However, only a few elements are intact from the Critical Role version of Whitestone. Partly because
stupid allergies.
potentially copyrights and bullshit. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they included it in the campaign book. I mean,
yeah,
they got to be expecting people to
use
play
it.
it.
But anyways, so different world, different version of the city. That's right. Okay. So the
This music, though.
Once it's know we're in trouble.
B.
BB?
No, I don't know what. COVID-19 gives Wicked Sahara?
I think she tried to say
What's her
diarrhea.
oak from?
I
Yeah,
think
what's her oak
so. I love her so much. She's a dork. I love her. I have no idea. At least it's not like Soul posting in the group.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. I kind of had a feeling I saw the weirdness of the message. I'm like, wait a second, that's probably Soul.
No, you came into my room and asked me about it, and I'm like,
I
don't post anything because I was like asleep when you came in.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a second, this almost feels like a cat, but I'm gonna double check, make sure she didn't sleep type, because I knew you had gone to take a nap, because you usually
How
do.
would I sleep tight?
I don't know.
I don't have a history of sleepwalking.
I don't know.
You could always be like me, where you're half awake and half asleep, and start.
Yes.
It's literally never happened.
All right.
I have like literally no history of that. So
There have been times when I go into your room to wake you up, you respond almost fully coherently, and then go back to sleep. And a couple of hours later, you have no recollection that I was even home.
sis, I hate to break it to you, but that's not the same thing.
Just saying.
Anywho.
Anyways.
Away from my sleep habits, thank you very much.
But yeah, so Whitestone.
Yes, we're in Whitestone.
Yes.
Looking for someone. How do you want to go about doing that?
Good question. Well, she's almost as religious as I am. Let's start looking around the temples. We should find something.
All right. Nobody looks like?
Yes. No. The last time I saw him, he was a baby.
Right. Okay.
I will assume he has the same facial features as me, the same white stripe in his hair. Other than that, I don't know.
Okay. That narrows it down.
Yeah.
Actually, it does. This sort of look is kind of exclusive to my mother.
Fair enough. Okay. So I guess temples.
Yeah. Asking around, you find out where there are several different temples. Like there's one that's pretty much dedicated as a what you cooking?
I'm not cooking anything.
Medium water.
I'm heating up water, yes.
Technically, that is cooking. Just say.
No, it's not. It's making a beverage.
Shh.
Yeah.
Eventually, I will find something to use my wand for.
Well, if you joined me on TikTok,
No. You're not letting me drag you into miraculous hell. I'm not letting you drag me into TikTok.
I will never be dragged into miraculous hell. Not with my history of abuse.
Yeah. Anyways, in the process of asking around, you find the market and a couple of temples, religious facilities. Yuki? Hush. None that are. I think he's whining because he ate all of the food in his lower part of the bowl. And he seems to not realize that he can shake the bowl himself.
It's the same with my cat. I have to shake the bowl for them because they can't seem to be able to figure out how to dig the food out themselves.
Even though I've showed them. Like,
Yeah.
I grabbed their paw and...
Yeah, grabbed their paw and raked it through the food to get it to fall through the feeder.
Yep. They've done it with
Not
Yuki,
rocket
too.
science, cat. A dog could figure it out.
I think it's more they're lazy. They want you to do it for them.
Oh, yeah. Felines. It's alright. Yuki came back. I let Yuki out last night. He came back in with little wet patches. So, of course, what do? I pick him up because we have strays in the neighborhood. I pick him up and I kind of gently poke and prod around the wet spots just to make sure, because black cat. Just to make sure,
Make sure it's not blood.
Not blood. Make sure he didn't get into a fight.
Because he tends to do that.
Yep. Because he's a nutball.
Especially with Tuxedo Bastard.
Yes.
Who we actually haven't seen in a while.
I haven't seen him in a while either.
I'm not complaining.
Nope. So he just kind of glared at me, like, gave me this look of utter betrayal when I put him down. Like, I'm not sorry for being concerned about your welfare.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a black cat and it's Friday the 13th.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Actually,
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So, anyways, so you find the important.
Rachel said BRB.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? Me too. I'm gonna grab my thread.
Okay.
I'm making the little silk bags.
Oh.
For my, or the little silk pillows for my.
Okay. I went to go take a drink and realized my cup was empty. Like, oh, whoops. Alright.
Laura's getting thread, so.
Yeah, because I'm working on those little silk pillows for my crystal spheres.
Okay.
I made one for the Sectarian spear I've got coming,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully I'll get that obsidian spear soon. But we'll see on that.
I need to start working on my one knitting project again. Now that I can read the instructions correctly,
Yeah,
I was
that
so
always
tired.
helps.
I was
Now,
so
where did that
tired.
funnel go?
I thought it was saying,
Stop emailing me to activate a card that hasn't gotten to me yet.
oh, fun.
Oh, fun.
It's like, don't forget to activate your card. I will once it gets to me.
I'll trade you. Your card getting lost in the mail.
Oh,
It hasn't quite been the max amount of days that they say. So
Yeah, no.
it hasn't been 7 to 10 days. So
you can go ahead and continue. I'm just walking around trying to find that funnel.
all right. So you find important places like there's 2 temples, basically one for the Canothic type deities and one for the more normal.
Olympian.
Yeah.
Essentially. I'm trying to remember what they're called. That's blanking on it. There's a term other than Olympian. Remembering.
Yeah. The only one I know offhand is Canothic, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Chthonic. Yes, thank you. Do you know what I was talking about?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
So feet on the ground. Okay.
Yep. But that's basically the division between the 2 temples. And then you find the marketplace.
What do you think, Anahita? Do you think we have time to go shopping?
I mean, we could look for him there too. I mean, we don't know where he is, so we can look and shop at the same time.
Great.
I'm not a fan of this particular song, suddenly.
We changed it.
I did.
Oh, this makes it sound like we're in a fire. Come on.
It wasn't suspenseful enough.
Danger.
So,
Everywhere.
danger everywhere. Especially while you are trying to get a handle on how their market's laid out, you overhear some people talking about
Found the funnel.
congrats.
Now, I need the funnel to stuff the bag. So,
I was legitimately saying congrats, not being sarcastic.
okay. If you say so. I can't tell without looking at your facial expression whether or not you're being sarcastic.
I know. That's why I clarified. Anyways, so you overhear someone like little you know how ladies gossip at the mall in the marketplace and stuff. Yeah. Scuttlebutt. And they're talking about how someone else was murdered.
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah.
Time to put on some pants. Can't answer the door without pants.
Yep. I did get an email from Waiter that they were like, if you are more comfortable with use the driver instructions if you want. Like,
Yeah.
because you can instruct the drivers to just leave your food on the porch.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
knock
probably to prevent.
and leave.
That's probably to prevent their drivers from getting sick.
Yeah, especially if you're ordering because you're quarantined.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you were sick with coronavirus and quarantined, you probably wouldn't be able to eat more than soup.
Yeah.
Anyways. So, one of the ladies mentions that the person's face was melted off.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Hey.
And the other one's like, melted? Wasn't the last one burned?
Well, high enough heat and you start melting the skin. Essentially.
Are they sure it's not more than one person? Oh, the guards all think that it's one sorcerer.
I mean, if they're using magic, then you could use acid as well as get melty.
Yeah.
We know from experience.
Yep. Having a sorcerer on our party.
Great, I gotta get me accused of murder. Thanks.
You literally just got here.
Yeah.
You think they don't care? Sometimes they just want a scapegoat.
I doubt Whitestone is that corrupt, my dear. Besides, you've got me.
And in asking around, there's vague kind of, maybe I saw someone like that, but I don't know. When asking about Selwyn.
Yeah.
Well, if he's trying to play low, the other place to go ask around would be more in the underground, the not so legal stuff.
Well, he, from what I've come to understand from his wanted posters, is a rogue. Always shown with a mask. Always with that white stripe in his hair.
Alright.
And they always show his real name. So if he's going by an alias, he'll be even harder to find.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's my suggestion. When legal route fails, you start going dirty.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see. It might pan out, maybe in the more religious circles. Don't make me mute this server, OMG. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
And so, shopping. Anything in particular we want to look at?
See if there are any potion shops.
A part of me wants to say pets, but then another part of me is like, no, pets are a disaster. No.
Why not? We've got Chule.
And Gavin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not currently with the group, but
Yeah, but I also have to decide which one. Also, I have a terrible animal handling. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah, don't do things you're not good at. It doesn't end well.
it doesn't even always end well when we do things that we're good at.
But when we do things that we're bad at, we're just asking for it at that point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
Potions.
Forget it. This isn't working. I'm not going to turn on my loud ass sewing machine. During a D&D game. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that.
okay. So, there is a small potion shop. They're not all that. They're not all that stocked.
And just looking for healing potions.
They don't have many of those. They actually don't have. It's a very small shop in the first place.
Gotcha. Hi. Yes. Thank you so much.
Let me guess. Sushi burrito?
Sushi burrito. With the delivery fee, it's $20.
Yeah. Not a bad deal. So, they really don't have all that much. And you find out that it's a situation of majority of the time when people need healing, they go to the temple, go to the clergy
Right.
So there's not really all that much of a demand for potions.
I imagine this place isn't big on adventuring either.
They don't have anything really all that against it, but
I didn't say that.
the people don't really.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. And they don't get a lot of traffic with adventurers. Like I said, not much demand for potions.
Okay.
Alright then, well, that's a bust.
Yep.
I think we'll be fine. Oh my gosh, Yuki.
He's just sitting by my desk, meowing at me, and staring at my hand. Like, almost forlornly. If you want me to pet you, come over here so I can pet you. I can't love on you all the way over there. Crazy cat.
Cats.
Yeah. Felines. Anyways. So, like, the potion shop exists, but as a courtesy for the few travelers that they get. In fact, their market really is mostly geared towards the residents with very little in the way of travelers type. Like, there's some, like the clothing shop, like the tailor has some clothes that are for traveling, and a little bit of standard low level armor, nothing magical about it. Like, would be a downgrade. Just stuff that's like as a we have it for travelers, but we don't get that many, so.
What the?
Excuse me? I have no idea. Okay, so yeah, the just in general, shopping in Whitestone is kind of more for the long term or residential. Importantly, you do find the inn. But at the same time, it's just like, do we want to pay to sleep in an inn or just use the caravan?
Why would you pay for a hotel?
Yeah. Why pay for a hotel when we have a trailer?
Well, 2 temples.
Yeah.
To the temples. And as you're going along, even when you get into the temple is like both temples are actually pretty crowded. With people praying to their respective deities for protection and all this. Like, people are kind of in a panic over this apparently, and you find out that at least 10 people in the span of a week have died, all from various, most likely arcane means.
Jeez.
So Yeah, they're in a reasonable panic because someone's on a killing spree. And the guards can't pinpoint who is responsible. And asking around about Selwyn yields about the same result as in the market. Vague. Oh, I may or may not have seen someone that fits that description.
Yeah. Well, I guess we could always wait for him to come to us.
Yeah.
You could. Kind of slow way, and there's no guarantee. More guaranteed way is to make inquiries.
Yep. And as per what is pretty much likely the usual in most everywhere, it's kind of hard to find the underground scene.
You just keep your eyes out.
Okay, so after a rather fruitless day of finding out little more than there's a serial killer on the loose, get back to the caravan. Ayana did buy some hay for the horses
Okay.
and got them set up. And I actually got something for Anahita. So as part of the reason why I slipped with the names. Beyond the fact that Anahita, Elwyn, Ayana,
Mm-hmm.
all the A's.
Like beyond. The A's. Sorry,
All the
guys.
A's. Half the party, the majority of the party, their name starts with an A. It's great. I love it.
What's on purpose?
No, I know. It's hilarious. But so hey, stop freezing. Okay, so you do Anahita you do find a note on the step of the caravan by the door, written in thieves' cant. I remember. And I'm actually going to DM it to you. Hopefully she doesn't read it out loud.
It doesn't matter. It's just the two of us.
Yeah. Well, you did mention, it does say in here, don't tell father.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So,
Alright.
since she's the only one that can read, thieves can't. It's great. I love it. And Ayana's just like, so someone left a note?
Yeah. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna do some more exploring.
Alright, be careful.
And so yeah. That's
Can I
the
take
thing.
over for a second?
Yeah. You're more than welcome to.
Asking around for a little bit, you find the location of the gray field, and you find out that Galdrick is a spectral wolf who was the spiritual pet of the Raven Queen's original champion. And it usually crosses at dusk from across the gray field on the way to his matron's temple.
I guess I'm hanging out till dusk.
You don't have to wait very long.
Alright. Well, I'll head there and wait.
And sure enough, the moment the sun sets, you see a wolf cross over the gray field. And after he's gone, you see someone waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're the person who left the note?
Hello. And he removes his mask, and you could swear you were looking at a younger, blonder version of Elwyn. But also very tall and slender. I've heard that you've been looking for me.
Yeah.
Stop.
Why?
I'm in constant danger. And if you come any closer, you will be too.
Yeah, where?
The people my grandfather has sent after me will stop at nothing to get that bounty. And they're more than willing to settle for half if that's what it takes. And they are more than willing to kill anyone in their way.
I'm not surprised. He's a bit of an asshole.
You've met him.
I stole gold from him.
Oh, that's, he kind of fidgets a bit. Listen, it's better for all of you if you just stay away from me. Don't come looking for me again. I won't be here tomorrow.
Are you sure?
You need to trust me on this. Things are better this way. And with that, he puts his mask back on and leaves.
Alright. Head back.
Just as you return to just as you get back to the caravan, you guys everyone hears a very loud, but not like immediately. It's just reverberations because of the range on it, which the range on the sound wave is thunder wave. There it is. Yeah.
The range on the sound isn't really
It's 300 feet.
talked about. Oh.
Yeah.
It's there. The spell emits a thunderous boom, audible out to 300 feet.
Uh-huh.
So, you hear the echoes and you've cast the spell before, so you recognize the sound. Yeah. So we recognize the sound of thunder wave. It's we're a little bit out of range of the sound being full force, but you do hear the echoes of it.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly something going on.
Probably. Want to check it out?
Well, I was planning on sleeping tonight, but looks like we're needed.
No matter where we go.
No rest for the wicked.
Well,
It's no rest for the weary, though.
I was heard the other way, but alright.
it can
Well,
go
in
both
Lagard,
ways.
I've heard it both ways, but I know the correct term.
Yeah, it can go both ways. So, you arrive at the scene of the crime at the same time as the guards. There is no sign of the person who cast the spell.
Oh, fun.
But there is a young man laying on the ground, bleeding out his ears. Dead.
Oof. Not good.
Yep.
There's no obvious traces.
Now, there is a little bit of scorching on a low branch of a nearby tree. which is very oddly placed, and
I take a gold piece and place it on the chest of the young man.
because fairy
And
fee.
I look at the guards. A bribe for the ferryman.
Ah, makes sense.
Can I go over where the scorch mark is and kind of look back towards the scene of the crime?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would be a logical spot to hide.
Well, the culprit, do you have Misty Step? You have Misty Step, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right. So, you haven't actually cast it yet, but you've done, but you know the effects of it, and I would assume as a sorcerer that you have a little bit of insight into kind of the like magical residue. So you can go ahead and do an investigation check with with let's go ahead and add your insight modifier as well. So instead of just doing a +2, do a +3.
10.
Grand total?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'll assist. Roll with advantage.
So that helped a little bit. 14.
okay. So you can't quite tell exactly, but you get the feeling that that whoever killed this person used Misty Step immediately after casting Thunderwave and making sure that the guy was dead. And they're gone. And as for the scorch mark, I mean, you're water genasi, but you would be able, I would assume, to tell. How tall did I make this girl? Oh yeah, she's almost 6 foot. Okay. So yeah, her hair would reach the branch. It almost looks like it's not necessarily a like the branch caught fire, more like someone held a torch a little too close to the branch, but it didn't fully catch it on fire. And considering the height of the branch and your experience as a genasi, would be easy enough to surmise that either it was a torch or a tall fire genasi. It's up to you whether you share this information with the guards.
Might as well.
Yeah.
We're after the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I would say either your sorcerer is terrible with magic and can't cast a light spell, and is using a torch, or might have some type of elemental, possibly half elemental at work. Probably fire related. Just thought.
Okay. And the guard's just kind of like, well, there aren't any. We don't get very many elemental people.
Well, I would guess Genasi. Or just someone who can't cast a light spell and is using a torch. Just not paying attention.
Elwyn is keeping a close eye on the body language of the guards, making sure they're not casting any suspicion on our own little Genasi here. Because that would suck.
Yeah.
Because that would suck for them.
Yeah. Well, they are kind of leery about your deduction, but after a moment of like looking between each other and finally noticing the scorch mark, which they hadn't noticed before, they agree that that's a pretty logical assumption, and because and they're not going they're really not suspicious of you guys, especially Anahita or Candy, because these murders have been going on for a little over a week, and you guys barely came in to town a day today. One of them does, after sending the one leaves off, one hurries off to go get help to move the body, and the other one stays behind and is like, well, since you're here and quite adept at looking into things, think you could help?
Try.
This killer
We can't make any promises.
This murderer has everyone on edge.
Oh, we've noticed.
Thank you. Come by the guard station in the morning and I can give you what we've found so far on the killings. It might help.
All right. Okay, so Mom texted me, and the 3 people in Smith County that have the coronavirus were confirmed to have been overseas recently.
Hmm.
So
Doesn't- So yeah, go back to the caravan. Go to bed for the night.
Actually, before we go in, I'm gonna kind of pull Ellen aside.
what is it?
When I left earlier, someone left me a note.
So, did you see him? How was he?
He's fine. He doesn't want to smoke. And he says he's going to leave me.
But I understand. He very defeatedly goes back into the caravan.
Ayana notices how his demeanor is like, are you okay, Owen?
No, I'm not. But there's nothing that can be done.
Okay.
And I need to plug in my phone because I'm at 13%.
Already?
Yeah. So she'll be speakering it up.
No,
No?
I don't use the speaker anymore.
Well, on your phone, your phone's
Oh, well, yeah.
internal speaker. Cats. Stop playing under the door. Okay. So next morning you go to the long good kind of restless but otherwise good night's sleep. Elwyn,
Yes.
go ahead and roll a what would it be? Just go ahead and roll a just a wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes. To see whether or not you have psycho dreams.
A total of 20.
Okay, you managed to get through the night without having panicked nightmares about your son.
Oh, yay. That's nice.
So in the morning, after breakfast, you find the guard station and they do not have all that much more information on the murders than you had already gleaned from the scene that you saw, the crime scene from the night before, and what you'd heard on the town.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back.
And since she had to unplug her headphones. Because Apple took away the headphone jack.
Yeah.
Some people don't use Bluetooth headphones.
Some people don't use those type of headphones in general.
Yeah.
I use earbuds because they hurt my ears.
Well, I have to have with a hook.
Yeah.
But so the in the investigation in the investigative files, they do have a little bit more evidence than what people were assuming, because a lot of the people gossiping around the town were guessing that the police were wrong, that the guards were wrong about it being one person. But
Yeah, magic.
yeah. Oh, it's with the people. It's one of those logic. It's one of those mob logic of how could one person kill so many people in such a small short amount of time.
Mm.
Surely the guards are wrong. There's more than one. This is a gang of murderers. It's just a disbelief of one person. How could one person be that horrible?
Oh, it's a sweet innocence.
Yeah. And while they did say the previous night that they don't get very many elemental leaning people, any variety of genasi, they do say that there had been several people living in a little house, in a kind of a little house. Where is my house? There it is. At the edge of town. But they didn't want to, but they'd lived there for a while, and as far as they could tell, no one's been at that house in quite some time. Like it was abandoned. Yuki, it is Friday the 13th. I know you don't know what that means, but I'm not letting you out until after midnight. Okay? I know it's horrible.
Yeah, I get it.
No, I was talking to Yuki. And then I just rubbed him with my foot, and I'm wearing my unicorn slippers, and he hates my unicorn slippers. So he's kind of just like glaring at me. It's the horn. He hates these shoes. And one guard, a young woman who is a and like while like they don't get very many traveling through, they do have several residents, and one woman, one guard, or at least you assumed that she's a guard at the end of the hold on. Okay. What is everyone's That's gonna be hard to fool. Okay. No, that one's a dud. That one's a dud. That one's a dud. This one. Sad that I know exactly which dice by sight roll low on certain things. So okay, you are fired. Okay. Go on my serious dice. These roll better. Okay. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so this guard, who is a slightly tall, she's rather tall. She's 5'8", slender build, mostly muscular, mostly muscle. Fire genasi. Looks pleasant enough. He's got coal black eyes and blood orange fiery hair. And she as you guys leave with the information that you've got, she approaches you, and she's approaching not from inside the station, but from a side road. And she is just like, "Are you guys investigating the murders?"
Maybe.
Well, we can use all the help we can get. Pleasant smile and Truly's not a fan. But otherwise, everything seems kind of kosher. She's uniform and everything, and she's just like, "If you need any help, I'm."
You volunteer it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear that we have that we're suspecting a fire genasi. I like to keep myself clear.
How many Genasi live in Whitestone, my dear?
About a dozen. There are about a dozen of us. Not all are fire, of course.
How many are fire?
About me, my sister, and one other. I haven't met him.
Could you excuse us a moment? Huddle.
Huddle, huddle, huddle.
What do you think?
That gives us 3 to work with. I suppose a simple way to deal with this would be to act with magic other than use flame. Like acid splash. If you can't do acid splash, no point to it.
Well, I mean about letting her join this investigation.
I think if we were going to have a guard's assistance, they would have mentioned that before we left.
That too.
And Candy, being Candy, she's just like, but she's volunteering because she wants to probably just to clear herself and her sister.
Probably. Or she could not. The problem is we don't know her.
It could go either way with her intentions.
All right, well.
Keep even potential enemies close.
Fair enough.
Okay. Roger that way.
All right. And he turns back to her. All right, you can join us.
Great. And sweet smile and
I guess easiest way would be talk to the sister next. That or purposely walk by the murder site and see if she's about the right height. Oh no, we just happened. Like side eye. I mean, better than like taking her over there and be like, stand here, we need to see how tall you are.
yeah.
I mean, not to mention a good. Nobody makes a better serial killer than a cop.
I hate you guys. I know Alora already knew.
From experience.
Alora already knew because I told her. I love how
Even
you're
without
just
the metagaming, though, the way you're playing her, even Elwyn is suspicious.
with his
So convenient.
with his 15 passive perception.
It wouldn't be passive.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be wisdom.
Yeah.
Well, passive wisdom perception.
Yeah.
Comes up from an alley, just volunteering.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be looking at her like,
Highly suspect.
yeah. Like he would be actively looking at her. So
And she's framing her intentions like she's aware that people are suspicious of her. She's aware that you're suspicious of her. That's why she's acting so sweet.
Well, I guess we can give her a chance.
We can always walk by the new Michael. Casually walk by to see the crime.
Because my passive is way higher than what I just rolled.
Ayana's just gonna be like, maybe since it's light out, we should check the most recent crime scene, see if there's anything that we missed.
Fair enough.
All right.
I will be right back. I need to get a break. I'm freezing.
Okay.
I'm gonna make some more tea.
Okay. I'm gonna BRB as well, I guess. I need to stretch out. Everything popped. But it didn't. Felt like it needed to pop, but it didn't. Actually, I hate my body. Hi, Maka. Who's Maka?
Alright. I'm back. I'm warm. We don't have sweets. I know. We could play Uno while you go run down the Alright, your turn.
Satisfy the sweet tooth. As best as I can. Because we don't have any sweets. But I had exactly enough coconut milk for one bottle of chocolate milk. Okay. So, we're all back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, the guard, who still has not introduced herself, by the way.
Also suspicious.
Yeah.
So, what should we call you?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Dotien. I will type it in the chat. Because fun names. Oh God, y'all are spamming.
Because we're
The
not
J-
suspicious at all.
Yeah.
Meaning, we're very suspicious.
The trust in this group is low.
Okay, that's not even. And no, that's not. I love how it's not giving me the gifs I want. But this also accurate for that's basically Ayana's reaction to this lady. Like, the feel when your passive perception is a couple of points higher than this person's persuasion roll.
And she probably wouldn't keep her suspicions to herself.
Hence why she mentioned keep your enemies close.
Yeah.
Like with us, we can keep an eye on her. And she does keep her distance from the tree.
Suspicious.
Yep.
A boy's tree.
Yep. But also, like, as she's walking around, the flames on the make up her hair are really actually kind of small. She's essentially got what amounts to a marine buzz. She's essentially got a marine cut, but fire. Not very big flames on her head. And but she's suspiciously enough keeping her distance from the tree just enough to not be able to tell if she is in fact tall enough to have produced that scorch mark.
Mm-hmm.
Real tempted to be really obvious here. If subtle doesn't work, then you'd go for the ham-handed approach.
He's ready.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
okay. What do you make of the scorch mark on this tree?
And she kind of just side eyes you. And like, way to be like in a kind of way to be
Leave it a little
subtle.
longer.
Yep. She's just kind of looking at you, not quite glaring, but she's like, way to be subtle about how you suspect me. I have an alibi for last night.
Convenient. Didn't ask about your alibi.
We literally did not ask if you had an alibi.
The suspicion is obvious in her tone with the tree, with mentioning the tree. She's just like,
just bats her eyes, like, which are kind of on the big side. Just, I would never.
and Ayana's just off to the side, like, oh my god, I want a facepalm right now. she's just like, and she's also like, but I haven't spoken with him, but I'm fairly sure that that the third resident fire genasi is about the same height as that branch.
Alright.
So I just rolled with disadvantage because everyone's already suspicious of her.
Mm-hmm. Did she roll a nat 1 on her persuasion?
Yeah.
Go ahead and try and shift the blame.
Yeah.
Let's see how long we can bullshit her into thinking, or how well we can bullshit her into thinking. Maybe we
Buying shifting the blame onto the mystery guy.
Yeah.
Alright. So, do you know where he is? Or where we can find him?
Persuasion.
Well, I've heard that he lives in the old abandoned house. I'm sure it was mentioned in the meeting with the captain.
Mm-hmm.
The house
One
at the edge
second, I'm
of the.
gonna look at my thingamadoohickey real quick. So many chocolates. There it is.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm reading. That's what I'm doing. Where is it? 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 Oh, Arc de Champagne. Double proficiency bonus.
Yeah, you have plus 13 persuasion and.
Yeah, plus
Like-
13 persuasion. I can add 8 to that, or what?
Well, I thought we'd already added the.
Yeah.
Well, I added it once. So add 4 to that, and then, you know what? I'm just going to do this my way.
Okay.
The way we have it, I think it's written down once.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to total this up and let you figure out what I rolled on this. So that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Plus half because jack of all trades. 18, 19. How about we see how well I can bullshit her with a 39?
You're full of shit and she is buying it. Like, you're full of shit and she is buying it. She's eating that shit very happily. Anyways.
I handed her a polished poo and told her it was a chocolate.
Yep, pretty much.
That is a terrible idea, Brain. Why would you suggest that?
It's probably an amazing idea. What is it?
Trying to figure out which chocolate it had. We grabbed basically just by smelling it type of thing, and then purposely giving an enemy a bad chocolate. Here.
Yeah.
Goldfish.
Let's do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Elwyn would know the goldfish one by pretty well.
Yeah.
The smell, you would know the smell of that one by pretty well.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Shall we do it? Should we do it?
And I mean, Chule identifies the wasabi one by smell and buries it every time we play roulette. So
Yeah.
I wasn't saying necessarily right now, but
yeah, but
Well,
it would
if we
be
did it right now, it would save us all a lot of trouble.
we don't know it's her for sure. We just
Don't
have to
we?
highly suspect.
She's highly suspect.
All right.
So
But I've just managed to convince her that we suspect nothing.
Yep.
Which is better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let's go check out the abandoned house.
Yep.
It's totally not a trap abandoned house.
Yeah. It's like
Could be worse.
It's one of those like silently questioning, does this third Genasi even exist?
Yeah. I'm gonna go check on my tea. I left it to steep a little bit longer.
Okay. Hint, hint. He does actually exist.
Sure, he does.
He does actually exist. He's just irrelevant except as a scapegoat in this situation. All right.
Frosted cherry.
Yummy. All right. So the house is it's at the very edge of town, like, and it's so the property is so abandoned looking. Like immediately in front of the house is in front of the structure is pretty well kept, and there's even an actively running fountain into the pond.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise it's pretty, there's a lot of vegetation around it, a lot of trees, and away from the path away from the path leading from the edge of town to from the town roads to the door is pretty grown up.
Someone clearly cares about their house.
Well, it makes it pretty well hidden.
Why would she need to be hidden if they're living there?
Because bad stuff being happening. Why else would you?
Yes, I know.
So, shall we go inside and check it out?
We shall.
Sure. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely everything.
Well, we have a plan.
Yep. So, you get inside the house. It does look like it's been a little lived in. There is some dust. It hasn't been cleaned in a few days, but it's not completely abandoned looking.
So someone just doesn't like yard work. Got it.
Yeah. From first appearances, there's no one home.
Well, let's go exploring.
All right. So
Just
there's
casually walk into this person's home. Just like, who needs permission? Just.
well, the door was unlocked.
Yeah. Anywho, yes, moving on. Yes, start exploring.
Yep. And you have someone in a guard uniform with you, so would be reasonable to assume that.
Police business.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there is a kitchen off to the side. Honestly, you look off in there and there's really nothing of interest in there. Cabinet with fresh meats and cooking supplies. There's a stairway leading up. A door. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it goes into a bathroom because it's a bathroom.
Yeah.
And then there are two other doors, one right in front of the staircase and one off to the side near the fireplace.
Let's go to the one near the fireplace because it looks the coolest.
Okay. All right. Pile of pillows on the floor, some discarded books. Well, not discarded, but just set aside, got bookmarks and stuff in them.
Up the stairs.
Stairs. And looking at the books, they're fictional.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Into the
What's
future. The time portal for Into the
Oh.
Future just spawned.
Oh, fun.
I do not want that. So, deleted. So, there's nothing in the second floor. Stairway leads to the roof of the tower. There is a treasure chest.
Open.
Let me... Okay, what part of 5 items? There's money back. There's a shit ton of gold in there. It's like 2,000 gold. Like, that's 2,440 gold in that bag.
His life savings were just robbing him.
Yeah. If it's even his house.
Just imagining this running commentary going on in the garden, just looking at us like, really? Really?
Alright, let's check the other room.
Okay, back downstairs and through the other door.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bedroom. That if you really pause and sniff, smells like sex.
Backing out. Backing out. Oh, sorry, soul.
So upstairs, there's still no one here. But upstairs, there is Off in an alcove, another treasure chest.
Yeah, I'm gonna open that one.
Okay. I apparently accidentally put it in an unrootable spot. So, give me just a second. It's often an alcove that the sim can't go to. So,
It's weird.
Yeah.
Put it outside.
No, it's right there. She can get to
Okay.
that. Okay, there is platinum and, oh god, 4 bags of money. 4 bags of gold.
Jeez Louise.
Someone's a hoarder.
Yeah.
How
142 platinum. Can you write that down?
Yeah. Please remember to write it down so I don't have to grab my D100s again.
Yep. And there is also, okay, it didn't spawn anything there. Okay. I put a treasure spawner, but it didn't spawn anything, so otherwise, stairway up.
Yep.
And nothing in this floor. So up again. And there is a alchemy station, a potion making.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also it doesn't exist in The Sims, but there's a cabinet of cut gemstones. But it is locked, and if you try and pick the lock, your lockpick is going to explode in your hand. So.
Ooh. Let's leave that alone then.
Yeah. Like it just.
Like alternate ways in. But yeah, I can leave it.
Well, you looking at it, there's a shit ton of runes on the framework of the door of the cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
That when you even approach it with anything, it as you approach it, the runes kind of glow and very ominous, like, touching me.
Dispel magic could work. Too bad I don't know dispel magic.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all. That's everything in the house. No evidence of. I mean, there's evidence of someone living there. Obviously, someone with a lover.
Yeah.
And so when you get back downstairs, kind of look around the property. There is kind of in the vegetation a beaten path. That leads off into the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So Along the path, some of the lower hanging branches have the same kind of scorch marks that the tree at the crime scene had.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those, like, I guess we're on the right path. And through the vegetation, the sound of the fountain at the front of in front of the house
Mm-hmm.
has kind of faded. But as you walk along, you do hear another sound of running water.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you come to a big fountain that's encased in stone, like you would see in the middle of a city. It is actively running, and the water is green.
Why is the water green?
And it's not even like an algae or kind of fungal kind of green. It's just straight up like magic green. Like, doesn't Fairy Fire have a color effect?
Hmm.
Hold on. Don't think that... Ah! It is available for Ellen. Is blue, green, or violet light. So it is green, and it kind of glows in the lower light of the dense woods.
Mm-hmm. Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I throw a nearby rock in the green water and see what happens.
Okay, so you throw a rock in the water. As it hits the water, the rock bursts into green flames and disintegrates.
Okay.
Okay, don't touch the water.
Yeah. No swimming.
Why'd you say fairy fire though?
Well, that was the closest thing that I could think of to
okay.
what the effect is.
Oh, what it looks like?
Yeah, what it looks like, what the water looks like.
Okay.
It's not actual, like, it didn't even make a splashing sound or anything when it set fire. And one of the trees right next to it has a overhanging branch that has been, by the look of it, scorched to death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that one particular branch is not growing anything. It's gnarly and burnt, and little flecks of the scorched bark kind of glow green.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than the highly suspect fiery fountain.
Yeah.
There is no one else here.
Yeah.
How convenient that it happens to be out of the country.
Or at least not at home.
He
So
could be hiding somewhere.
there's plenty of vegetation to hide behind. So,
Well, there's a solution for lots of vegetation. It's not the most safe solution, but
no, it's not. And Ayana's just like,
please.
Ayana's just like, Anahita.
I won't. Yet.
Oh my god.
We'll call it a last resort.
Okay. So, who wants to roll an investigation check?
I'll assist.
Rather I'll do it. Oh, I rolled a natural 20, so that's 22.
Nice.
Yay!
All right. Following the path of the scorched branch with your eyes, you notice that even the parts of that particular branch that aren't directly over the fountain are also scorched and grown with flecks of green.
Mm-hmm.
And where it meets the tree, there is a seam.
Okay, well, let's see if this works. I'll go over and pull the tree limb. Or at least try to.
It pulls actually fairly easy.
Yay!
And the tip of the branch dips into the fire, but into the fountain spray, but does not catch fire like the stone did.
Lovely.
And you hear the crackling of and whirring of gears, and fortunately not where anyone's standing, a staircase opens up.
Well, here we go. Oh.
And so, yeah. Me.
You know, Anahita,
Yeah?
we should probably buff ourselves before we go in. And he takes out the box of chocolates and opens it.
Oh no. Alright.
Seeing the box of chocolates being opened, Chule leaps forward and leaps off of Ayana's shoulder, snatches up the wasabi, and buries it. Just out of habit at this point.
And he picks up a truffle, kind of sniffs it covertly. Do you want one?
No, thank you. I can't have chocolate.
All right.
Alright.
He puts it back. You know, it's probably not necessary. He closes the chocolate box again. I think we'll be fine.
Alright.
Which one were you gonna try and give her? Fish?
Yes.
You could also give her the blindness one. I think you get that one then.
The blindness one is kind of hard to miss.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep getting it.
Just lucky, I guess.
In the worst way. Okay.
And she's just like, thank you, though.
And she's not going to ask about the one Chule buried.
Though I am curious, why did the rat bury one of those truffles?
It's wasabi flavored.
Ah. I'm guessing.
Probably the cruel sense of humor created it.
I see.
So why can't you have chocolate?
Oh, it breaks me out.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Because she's basically claiming an allergy to chocolate. You guys are not buying it. Not buying it, but
still convincing her that we are.
Yeah.
With my natural 20.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's not for everyone. Let's go. Ariana, I tried.
Down the
Down the rabbit hole.
stairs.
Make sure I am going to take up the rear because I do not want her to be the last one.
All right. So.
Never turn your back.
Yep. So I need a D6. So stairs lead down into a hall. That there are two openings. One a little closer than the other. One at the end of the hall and one a little closer to the stairs. And
let's take the closest one.
Okay. And all right, that is okay, all the way down there. Okay. And I need sorry, my stuff got rearranged. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I can just do that. All right. And as you are going down the hall, you see just a little zombie shambling along.
I'm guessing we're not gonna let the zombie live.
It's dead. What's it gonna do with its life?
I know, right? It's dead. It's just shambling along. And being behind her, you do slightly notice Doten doing, like, making a small, like a very minute, like, if you weren't already suspicious of her and paying close attention, you wouldn't have noticed it, but she makes a little gesture with her hand, and the zombie takes notice of everyone, and with a kind of moan comes at you. Oh, and by the way, as far as the look of the dungeon, of this area, the floor is smooth paving stones. The walls are nice and even masonry, and there is a glowing green torch that glows green, same as the fountain.
Same as the fountain?
Yeah. Every reasonably spaced.
Yeah. And we're in the hall, you said?
Yes. Okay. In the hallway. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Hey, go down the hole. Oh, that's awful. No.
Okay, can't get much better than a 20. All right, Elwin?
11.
Total?
Yes.
Okay. Anahita?
Unless you get any permission to reroll.
You already have advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. So Candy.
Yeah, that was with advantage.
Yep.
Because my freaking initiative is +4. On the plus side, at least Candy has an initiative modifier.
Yep. I will take that. Okay. It's impossible to have a negative modifier, a negative.
Oh well, I already know what I want to do.
Oh wait! It did it. Okay. The zombie is -1.
-1 initiative modifier?
Well, it has -2 initiative modifier. It rolled a nat 1.
Oh, honey.
1 minus 2 is -1.
He's so shocked. He's just standing there, lost.
He gets close to you guys and sees the weapons and is like,
I mean, especially when Elwyn summons up Flame Blade as his bonus action.
yeah. And Ayana pulls out her glowing holy sword. Because undead. Speaking of Ayana, though, she's just gonna be like, okay, that's fine. Five and 9 plus 9. Yeah, and that is 2d10. I need d10s. 10. Almost max damage. Okay. Okay, so that. Okay, so that is 2d10 plus 5 plus 10. 18. Okay, so hold on. It is a dead zombie. Just with one sweep of the sword.
Wow.
There, not very strong.
It's a zombie. Zombies aren't strong. And Dotian's like, well, okay then. Kind of under her breath. Damn. They're stronger than you thought.
In fact, he is going to say that. We're a lot stronger than you think, you know. And I need a wisdom saving throw.
That's a... Hold on. I did not click that. I did not click that! God. Okay. Wisdom save is +1. That is a 8.
She is now paralyzed because Elwyn just cast whole person on her.
Anybody knows the truth?
No, but I know someone who does. And I'm gonna go ahead and tie her up before the minute expires. And I'm going to use my dagger to call my... What is her relation to me again? Aunt.
It's like she's either an aunt or a sister or a cousin.
Yeah, pretty much. Pull up her info. I know it's around here somewhere because I sent it to you at least once.
Yeah.
Well, just have her come and cast Zone of Truth because she's a witch. Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then drop concentration on whole person.
Okay.
Understand, you won't be able to lie to us. Are we clear?
I haven't been lying.
Oh, really? Have you been murdering?
Why would you ask that?
Answer the question.
I'm a guard. Sometimes killing is part of the job.
That's not what I asked. Have you been murdering?
She's going to keep dodging. She keeps dodging the question.
Alright, let me put it this way. Did you murder someone last night?
No.
Have you murdered someone in the past week?
You think I'm the murderer.
You sent us out here on a wild goose chase to an abandoned house. You're a fire genasi. You're possibly the right size to make the scorch mark. You tell me.
And you tried to sick a zombie on us.
I did not.
Well, you just conveniently brought us down where you knew there was a zombie. Oh, that's so much better.
You're the one that found the entrance.
I saw you motion with your hand, and the zombie responded. And she is in zone of truth.
Yeah.
Cast by a freaking goddess.
Yeah.
Don't think I didn't notice how you avoided the question there of, did you murder someone this week?
She's very adept at dodging lying, twisting the truth.
Avoiding it more accurately.
Yep.
Socratera begins to glow dark green. Veins start circling up to her eyes, which suddenly go black. Answer the question, yes or no.
Yikes.
And would that be an auto success for intimidation? Because freaking God,
Yeah. She just kind of cowers a little bit and just like, yes. But like I said, I'm a guard. It's part of the job.
Did you murder them?
We're not talking about for the job.
Did you murder them? Yes or no? By the legal definition.
There's a lot of gray area with that.
Answer the question.
And she kind of looks at
And
Socratera and she's just like...
She's still black eyes, green veins, and
she's just kind of
freaky lightning tendrils.
Socratera and she's like...
We can make this more painful if you want. just saying.
This is not what I had planned, guys.
Yeah.
Players are terrible.
This is what I get for being too obvious.
Yeah. Are you working alone?
No. And she looks at Anahita. When is anyone?
Who is your accomplice?
They're not here. That's not what he asked.
That's not what I asked.
I was just like, Ayana just looks at Anahita. Are all criminals like this?
You learn to lie. I mean, especially if it's your job.
Are you actually a guard? Because I'm starting to think that she killed the one who owned that armor originally.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is offensive.
Answer the question.
Yes. Yes, I am really a guard. And I am offended that you would think otherwise.
Yes, because you're the bastion of moral integrity.
You've already admitted to murder. Because if you were innocent, you wouldn't have admitted to having an accomplice.
Touche. You are bound and determined. Keeps rolling the same enemy.
Well, I think there's only one thing to do.
Acid?
You are fired.
He pulls out the goldfish chocolate and force feeds it to her.
Goldfish.
And then we take the goldfish, or at least Elwyn does, takes the goldfish with Socratera trailing behind him, no longer all scary and tenderly,
Mm-hmm.
to the guard station and places the goldfish on the front desk.
What?
We found your murderer. Greater restoration should turn her back to her normal form. Oh, and before you ask, know that she confessed under zone of truth.
Okay.
go talk to her sister.
Agreed.
As if I were someone doing dirty deeds I had accomplished. Family's a good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And asking around leads you back to that property.
Back to that stupid house.
Yep.
And back into the basement.
Because according to majority of the village of the town, that's where the 3 fire genasi bunker down.
Why am I not surprised? Alright. Keep exploring.
Back to the basement.
Yep. Back to the hallway.
Yep. Same hallway where we killed the zombie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at the far end of the hallway, there is a group of skeletons. That in all honesty look like they've seen better days even as skeletons.
Yeah.
Even as skeletons, they have seen better days. Like pock marks on the bones and
Syphilis. Got it.
all right. And as you're approaching these skeletons that have not noticed you, I'm going to need whoever is first in line to roll a perception check.
Well, I already rolled initiative, so I might as well use a different die for perception. Ooh, that's not bad. Perception. 24.
All right. So,
By the way, is also what I got for my initiative.
okay. So, just before the zombies there is a divot in the floor. That is a trap that one could safely assume activates a trap.
I pointed out to everyone else.
Lovely. Well, I can try to disarm it.
There are no holes.
Or we can just go around it.
Yep.
Or over it.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm doing tea leaf read on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just found a bird.
Where did it command.
Somewhere.
A bird is basically your guardian spirit or a guardian angel is watching over you actively.
Mm-hmm. Ah, there it is. It looked like
Great
it had.
message in troubling times.
Yeah. Bun. My bun.
You
Okay.
need to fix your bun.
Yeah, we'll fix it later. So, further investigation while you're looking for a way to deactivate the trap. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay. 14.
Okay. Like I said, there are no holes to try and deactivate it the usual way. It looks like there's like looking at it, there's actually a clear seam that goes all the way across the hallway. And just to be on the safe side, yeah. Ayana tosses her shield onto, like, just past that seam. And the floor opens up and drops her shield into a pit.
Okay.
Okay.
Avoiding that.
She summons back her shield and the trap does not reset. But it does look like it is potentially a small enough gap that you could leap over.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and do that. Yeet.
You could climb over. You could walk on the wall over it.
Fair point. I'm gonna do that.
Spider climb.
Unlimited use of spider climb.
Yep. So, I would say either acrobatics or athletics, depending on which is better. Which for Ayana is actually acrobatics. I'm going to take the higher dice roll for Candy because otherwise she would miss.
Yeah.
The joys of rolling the dice side by side. Candy has a +1 on both athletics and acrobatics. Yeah. Ayana has +8 acrobatics. So
You mean athletics?
I said acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
Whichever you prefer. Namely, whichever is higher.
Yeah. All right.
Because it's not that far. I just want to make sure that no one's like
Falling into the pit.
Yeah, or almost falling into the pit.
Mm-hmm.
25.
Oh yeah, 3-point landing on the other side. You're good. So, and now the skeletons notice you.
Just saying, Kenny could shapeshift.
Yeah.
Into something big and flighty.
Yeah.
So skeletons and nerds.
Yes. Skeletons have taken notice. Okay, I'll take 13 for Iona.
And I'm gonna keep my 24 for initiative.
All right. Okay, so Anahita.
23.
All right. Okay. Nice. Okay. Three, 10. Two and 8. Actually, plus 1. All right. Top of the round is Elwyn.
I'm going to spider climb right into the middle of them and then drop down, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God. Okay, that is. Okay, Constitution. All right, so I've got 2 17s, a 8, and a 4.
All right. Then two of them are going to take a full 14 points of damage and are smacked into the wall.
And shattered.
Oh, that's one way to get rid of them.
The other two will take half of that.
All right.
And as my second action, I'm going to summon a Flame Blade.
Yep.
And that is a 23 to hit.
Hits.
One, two, three, oh lady.
Mm-hmm.
For 6 points of damage on one of the skeletons.
All right. It crumbles.
And screw it. I'm going to do an action surge. That's going to be a 20 to hit.
Hits.
For, oh gosh. 14 points of damage.
All right. It crumbles as well.
Dead things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dead things. Dead things are dead again.
Yep.
I should actually start heading to bed because I have work tomorrow morning.
Yeah, all right.
It's almost 11 o'clock for me, so.
Yeah. This is a good place to pause for the night, so.
Rest into the hall.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Good night.
Good night.